Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert following the Bud Light, Miller Lite, and Disney controversies. Bud Light is getting destroyed on Twitter today for offering a $20 cash rebate on sales of 24 packs of cans. Literally, you buy 24 cans, they'll give you $20. How could they possibly afford that? Because they're losing millions and millions of dollars. Miller Lite is getting called out online for a ridiculous woke promotion celebrating Women's History Month that was so silly and so ineffective that everyone missed it until conservatives today started retweeting their original commercial, and now people are starting to get upset with Miller Lite because it's just insulting. And Disney's Marvel Studios finally had their first successful superhero film in years, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which did over $500 million in just 2 weeks because it was the first movie that they've made in years that wasn't a ridiculous woke concept. Let's discuss this in more detail. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications and give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate you guys. Coming from Outkick, Bud Light was torched on Twitter for their ridiculous rebate offer. Bud Light just can't stop taking heat, and the latest example was a weekend tweet that blew up on them. The beer brand has been getting absolutely shelved for the past 6 weeks after a decision was made to collaborate with Dylan Mulvaney. Ever since that idiotic video shared by transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney, people have been absolutely pounding Bud Light. It continued Saturday when Ashley St. Clair tweeted a photo of a Bud Light rebate offer up to $20 back. $20 back, you buy a 24 pack of cans. I've seen this going around also at $15 in different markets throughout the country, but in no way are they possibly making money when they're giving back $20 in cash to everyone who buys Bud Light. Bud Light is being mocked for the rebate idea. As you'd expect, it didn't take long at all for people to start piling on and mocking the fact that Bud Light is now apparently offering a $20 rebate for everybody who buys a 24 pack of cans. People really seem to latch on to the idea floated by St. Clair that guys who should be the main demographic simply aren't going to be interested in a rebate. Because she says here, the Bud Light marketing team must still be all women if they think a coupon will get a man's attention. It's true, us men don't really like coupons. From Justin is here, literally never used a coupon in my life, so yeah, this checks out. From another user, don't think they will recoup the losses with this rebate. From Habib, we hate rebates, too much work. From another, a rebate for beer, what has the world come to now? And from Kelvin Chu, when Anheuser-Busch says they're tripling marketing spending this summer, which is what they said, what they really mean is they're subsidizing free Bud Light that no one wants to get paid 2 cents to take home. I guess Bud Light would make good targets at the gun range. Kid Rock proved that that's absolutely true. Ray Robeson says, not even a coupon, it's a rebate. Men don't do rebates. The rebate has to be submitted online through a QR code. There's a few steps. It's not that bad, but we still don't like coupons. We still don't like rebates. We're now 6 weeks since Dylan Mulvaney posted the March Madness promo featuring the beer brand, and the company just can't stop getting shellacked. It's one of the greatest examples of going woke and going broke that we've seen in recent years. It is the best example of going woke and getting destroyed that I've ever seen, which is why I will keep continuing to follow this story. It is also affecting not just Bud Light, but all of Anheuser-Busch's brands. It's affecting anything sold, not even under the name Anheuser-Busch. Any brand that they own, people aren't buying. While Anheuser-Busch might come out relatively unscathed, which is what they're claiming that's going to happen, which I don't think that's going to happen, Bud Light is getting obliterated. Sales are down significantly, the company's brand is destroyed, and there's no end in sight. And it turns out that teaming up with Dylan Mulvaney is a very stupid business idea. Who would ever have seen this coming? Everyone except the people running Bud Light's marketing. Pretty much a guarantee that if you're going to invest money with Dylan Mulvaney, you're taking a risk. The only people that are interested in this kind of stuff and this kind of promotion and marketing are people that are particularly focused on what that niche is interested in. It's obviously not going to sell mass market beer. Clay Travis already performed a beer experiment where he tried to give away free beer at a festival. People didn't even want to be associated with the free beer. They wouldn't take it. It just sat there. What a disaster for Bud Light. If you also remember, beer distributors were given free beer for all of their employees when this first started happening. And the idea was they had to just get rid of it. But supposedly it was a thank you for all the trouble type of situation, because the people that are the distributors are getting yelled at in the street, like the truck drivers, because people are absolutely incensed with what Bud Light did with the Dylan Mulvaney promotion. This was not seen widely, and I did do a video about it because I think it's very important. The CEO of Anheuser-Busch actually stated that they were making financial payments. This is what he said: direct financial support to the frontline workers impacted by the boycott of Bud Light, naming delivery drivers, sales representatives, wholesalers, bar owners, and servers. Duquesne said that the brewing giant will triple media spending on advertising for Bud Light over the summer, confirming reports that they're planning a major marketing push. Part of this marketing push apparently is the big rebate. But not only are they giving rebates, they've made the beer practically free with rebates. They're giving the beer away free to distributors, and now they're making direct cash payments to everyone from bar owners, waitresses and waiters, delivery drivers, sales reps. Literally everyone's getting paid off. As the brilliant Robert Lackey said, it took him 20 years to build Bud Light's brand when he was with the company. He left soon after the parent company was bought out. He didn't like how things were being managed. He started his own company. Unfortunately, as he said, now the reputation is destroyed. The only promotion that I see and the association that I see as I've been doing research, I didn't go looking for this. It's just that I get everything that's a Bud Light story gets into my email inbox. I saw this South Cape Pride trolley event that's June 3rd. Check this out. Get your provided passport stamped at all 11 locations so you can enter to win a Pride-themed cooler and swag, sponsored by Bud Light. That's the only event I see them sponsoring. Good for them if that's what they want. I mean, hopefully they'll get a lot of business. I don't think they will. I think they've ruined their business. Moving on to Miller Lite. Miller Lite has joined Bud Light, and they're trying to atone for putting the founding mothers of beer in bikinis. Does that sound ridiculous? That's because it is. Bud Light is not the only beer brand to prioritize appeasing its critics over satisfying its base of mostly American men. In March, Miller Lite introduced a marketing campaign that hoped to atone for the beer industry's past treatment of women. The initiative didn't garner much attention at the time. None of us saw anything about it. I saw nothing on it, though it's now reemerged as a viral sensation. In the ad, the brand criticizes the industry for putting the founding mothers of beer in bikinis. Miller Lite says it was women who first brewed beer and thus ought to be honored and not sexualized. Quote, to honor this, we wanted to acknowledge the missteps in representation of women in beer advertising by cleaning up not just our stuff, but the whole industry stuff while benefiting the future of women and beer. This is their campaign. This was featured in People magazine. Alana Glazer, Miller Lite turns sexist beer posters into fertilizer in new ad because that was their idea. Collect printed materials that show sexy women in bikinis with beer and then have them destroyed and turned into fertilizer so they could give them to women that could then turn them into beer. A brilliant, brilliant concept, but not really. And it's hard to believe that they would do this and try to promote this. Obviously, doing something like this, they're hoping to get people involved who are social justice people and that somehow that will become a viral campaign. Of course, it didn't happen. No one's really interested in that. They pretend they're interested in that. This is their spokesperson for this promotion. This is who their spokesperson used to be, at least in one of their photos. You can tell which one garners the most interest. Moving on to Guardians of the Galaxy 3. This is actually a financial success for Marvel. Marvel hasn't had a successful movie for years. Why? This one's legitimately successful because they didn't make the thing woke. They didn't create ridiculous themes that make no sense in it. They just did a reasonably good superhero movie. How does this compare to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? Well, this film has been out for 2 weeks and it's generated $520 million worldwide. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania 3, which was a woke mess, has been out for months and it didn't even generate $500 million. So obviously a massive loss on Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This is going to put a lot of pressure on Disney to figure out what they're going to do with Marvel. They did fire Victoria Alonso, who was a big proponent of the woke stuff, but they really need to make massive, massive changes if they want to get serious about making good movies. The guy who made this movie, James Gunn, now runs DC's films. So he's not going to be making any more movies for Marvel. So they need to fix things quick. And as far as the movie being woke or not woke, there have been plenty of articles out about it, about how Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is anti-woke. I don't know if it's anti-woke. It just doesn't have all the political messaging that they're desperate to have in all these movies. Coming from the website, Worth It or Woke, if it ain't woke, don't miss it. They gave it 100% non-wokeness rating. Just saying that the movie was just a movie. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't terrible, but it didn't have all of this annoying political agenda jammed into it that just makes you really annoyed at everything Disney is trying to do and the fact that they have to ruin something that could have been a little bit of fun. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Do you think that Bud Light has any chance of bouncing back? Do you think if they give the beer practically away for free with these massive rebates to customers, maybe some people will want to be seen with free beer? There are people that will drink just about anything, but people are socially conscious. We're social people. So I don't think there are many people that want to be judged by holding a Bud Light can with what they've done to their brand. Do you think Miller Lite is going to get more backlash for this ridiculous promotion with Alana Glazer? They got away with it. They just wasted the money and it didn't impact their sales. Their sales have gone up because a lot of people haven't been buying Bud Light. They've been buying Miller Lite instead. But do you think it's going to cause them to get hurt like Bud Light? Would you really put money into this spokesmodel, or would you maybe want to buy beer from this spokesmodel? Definitely let me know what you think in the comments below. And have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Do you agree that that movie is not woke? It's just a normal movie. Really would like to see what you have to say in the comments below. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.